I would like to start this introduction to Block 2 by thinking about cities and how we define them. What makes a city a city? What are the distinguishing features of a city against, say, a large town? For example, I'm filming this video at the OU in Milton Keynes. Am I sitting in a city? It does not have a cathedral, a definition of a city that I remember from childhood and which is probably outdated in our largely secular society. Milton Keynes does, however, have a relatively large population, somewhere between 2 and 300,000. So does its size make Milton Keynes a city? Or is there something else to do with the functions that are performed here? As a unitary authority, it has local government, a large shopping centre, a lot of work, much of it in offices, and of course a university, albeit a national one with a presence in 13 other cities across the UK. Archaeologists have tried to define cities for many decades now. How do you know if you're excavating a city if you can't actually define one? The theoretical archaeologist Gordon Childe tried to define a city in the 1950s. He came up with a list of 10 features that help in the definition of a city, and you will study these in this block. However, as you will discover when you listen to the audio CD, there are other approaches to solving the definition of a city. I touched on one earlier in this video, looking at a city's functions, or the functional approach as it is known. Another is to look at a city's relationship with its hinterland. Is there anything here that might help us? This brings us back to agriculture and a city's relationship with it. Were cities a consequence of agriculture, do you think? If so, why? Do you find cities that exist in the absence of agriculture, or conversely, agriculture that didn't ultimately give rise to a city? Are there different patterns across the globe, or do all cities essentially follow the same model in their relationship with agriculture? Try to sort the answers to these questions out in your own mind as you work through the block. The block goes on to introduce us to the first cities. These arose in different parts of the globe. We start in Southwest Asia, around Iraq and Turkey, before heading east to China and its bewildering number of dynasties. We then come closer to Europe with the Mediterranean, before crossing the Atlantic to Mesoamerica. If you wish to see more photos of the archaeological sites mentioned in the text, you could download Google Earth if you have a broadband connection. Please see my video on how to do this if you're not sure.